Welcome to the Saucy Scribes podcast.
I'm Alex, your resident book psycho.
I'm Ashley, your crystal-loving cat lady.
And I'm Allie, your aspiring author.
Welcome to the bonus episode for the deep dive of the excerpt from Light Wielder.
Can you believe it's already out?
It's crazy.
Oh, I'm so excited. Each week, as promised, we have concocted a cocktail that best captures this chapter. Just a reminder, as always, you can find our weekly cocktail every Monday on our Instagram at Saucy Scribes Pod. Does everyone have their Light Wielder?
Woo!
This week's cocktail is inspired by that luminous, time-jumping chaos we just witnessed and the name of book 2. It's bright, it's bold, and it burns just a little, just like these pages. Sip slowly, scream freely, and whatever you do, don't trust anyone with glowing hands or Rachel Schneider. Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers, ladies.
Our Patreon is officially live. If you love the show, consider becoming a first-year scribe for just $5 a month. You'll get early access to ad-free episodes, a digital cocktail booklet for each book we cover, and an exclusive printable dust sleeve for each book we cover designed to mimic the look of vintage leather-bound books. Perfect for dressing up your romantasy shelf. This membership is a way to support the show and help us to continue bringing this magical, messy, and swoony content to life. And if you've got a moment, we'd love it if you rated and reviewed the podcast wherever you are listening.
Before we dive in, we need to give a spoiler warning. We will be discussing the entire book, the entire bonus chapter of Light Wielder, and anything Rachel Schneider has said in interviews. If we reference another series spoiler, we will give a spoiler sound in the episode so you can skip ahead.
And a quick heads up from your Saucy Scribes. The fantasy romance world is full of magic and mayhem, but it also doesn't shy away from heavy themes. That means the books we cover may include emotional trauma, violence, or mature content that could be upsetting. So consider this your cozy but clear blanket trigger warning. Feel free to step away if needed. Your well-being always comes first. All right, scribes, let's get into it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I feel like we start in order of like what happens in these 5 pages. And so first of all, who the hell do we think Frederick is?
Truly, I was like, I'm sorry, it's not Messer, it's not Acker.
No.
Whomst are you, sir?
Yes.
I took out my Kindle and I immediately searched in Metal Slinger for the name Frederick. It does not come up.
No.
He's not there.
We've never seen this person before, ever.
Insane.
Who do we think he is? I think he might be her
new Messer.
No, I think it's her emotional romance band-aid because she can't be with Acker and he's just the guy she's messing around with in a relationship with.
Okay.
Do you think so? I didn't get like sexy vibes.
Well, I mean, she says, and he smiles, an impish grin I've never seen on his face before, something more fitting for the likes of Messer, which makes me feel like that felt a little more than a friend thing to notice. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I thought of it as more like he's some kind of protector for her or something. So she's never seen him grin like that because he's always in like protection mode.
But they seem close, and he also seems like he's maybe been part of the story longer than we thought because the way he talks about her light wielding ability sounds like he was at the Dark Forest when she's cleared
Correct.
it.
Yeah. So that's to me, I was like, oh, is he some sort of divine protector? You know how we were talking about that the bond and what it means, and maybe there's some other force involved and ancient magic and stuff, and there's like a protector, you know, whatever Illuminati type of thing.
Maybe.
I don't know. What if he's, her protector? I mean, does he have a scar on his hand? What's happening?
No.
I mean, I
not
definitely...
that I'm aware of.
Like, is he the scar? Like, what's going on?
It could also just be something so straightforward as just like her right hand.
Yeah.
You know, just like a guardsman with her or something.
Yeah.
I mean, not like a guardsman, but like someone in her militia.
Yeah, totally.
But why wouldn't that be Messer?
He's doing Messer things.
He's doing Messer things.
He's doing Messer things.
But also, I think here, the curiosity that got me is where are they?
Oh, I think they're in Strow.
I mean, it seems like it, but,
it sounds like,
but why would the Strauss soldiers be in a cavern? That feels like they're not
I don't
at home.
know.
Yeah, no,
but we don't know what Strow looks like.
Oh, fair.
Immediately I was like, oh, so they're at war with Strow, which means Strow and Kenta are probably in an alliance. Did Acker marry the Princess of Strow?
Yeah.
I know, it's gutting. I don't want him to have married her because obviously endgame wise, she would then have to die for him and Jovi to be together, which makes me sad because I feel like she's a pawn and I don't want her to
she
die.
didn't do anything wrong.
So I'm kind of hoping that like they're just
living
engaged.
her little princess life.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping they're still just engaged.
But she was in his bed.
Well, we don't know that. It could be her, or it could be like literally just like a lady.
No, I know. I'm just saying
Yes.
theoretically, if it were her, she is in the bed.
Yes, theoretically.
Ugh.
Insane.
I know.
And also, so what is with this shield? This special shield? Do you think he has like shielding magic?
Oh, I just read it as like a regular shield. Like he's a warrior who has a shield.
Well, because then it was the soldiers were being held back by the shield. And I'm like, well, it can't be that big of a shield.
I kind
That's
of
fair.
thought it was like her power.
No, because she doesn't have any power. So that's like a very interesting reveal we got during this is first of all that there's a huge time jump. This is years. I did not see that coming at all.
Like I thought we were gonna jump straight back in, like running through the forest. Jovi meets up with Messer and Bo.
Yeah.
Same. I'm shocked that there's a time jump. We know that now that Meili and Kenta, it is fun. I love like not even having that on our bingo card. We know that Meili and Kenta, we're assuming, have been at war now for years.
Yes.
Strau's in the mix. I'm assuming Alaha and Royson are in the mix too.
The OG mix.
Yes, but that she's been suppressing her powers for these years, which when I first read that, because we didn't totally know about the time jump yet, I was like, wait a minute, did she know she was a light wielder the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I got to the end, then I was like, oh wait, this takes place years later.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap. Which is wild because she makes a statement saying that she thinks Acker has been wearing Magi stones as well to suppress his gifts so that they can't feel each other in the bond, which means he hasn't been using his gifts for years as a metal slinger. So are they just out in battle, basically holding a hand behind their back without their powers? It feels like they are, which is crazy.
In our episode 4 for this book, we had the quandary about who can take off the Magi stones.
Right.
And so it was interesting to see that she took hers off. But that does lead me to believe that he actually can't take his off because maybe whoever puts it on has to take it off.
We still don't know. Talk about tangent on the Magi stone necklaces. It never even occurred to me either that someone would purposely want to wear them.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking back at the Princess of Strow and Bo's mother. I think the Princess of Strow, that was not a choice, but I'm wondering if Bo's mother purposely wears one because her gift can be so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just opened up a whole wormhole of, oh, I guess if you don't
maybe
want
they
a
wear
bond,
it willfully. Maybe that's why they're pretty, you guys.
Yeah, maybe if you don't want a bond, you could just do that. But you are cutting off all of your magic. You can't just be like, oh, I don't want to feel the bond. It has to be all of it, which also means for all of book 2, by the way, Jovi has still never trained her gift.
Yep. She's still
which is
being
wild. Which is wild. She's still never trained it.
Yeah.
Like what? The whole thing was a complete mindfuck reading this.
Totally.
Which, just side note, love that they gave us this excerpt that actually was juicy. Like, so juicy.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it after I finished reading it because we've gotten future excerpts before in other books. Most notably, we got the excerpt of Onyx Storm for Fourth Wing before it came out. And it's like those pages were fun, but it didn't really tell us anything. I feel like usually what editors try and do, it's like they're just teasing you with information. This was a full, excellent, juicy, delicious download.
Yeah. It's a spiral for sure. Anything can happen here.
Yes. I mean, I could not believe this, what we were reading. Okay, so, and then she takes off the stone necklace and lets it fall to the ground. And she thinks because Acker must be also wearing his stones that nothing could happen. But
yeah, because she's like, he hasn't tried to penetrate our bond.
Right, but that also makes me think maybe he hasn't been wearing Magi stones the whole time because he clearly isn't wearing them.
Doesn't know.
Yeah, he clearly isn't wearing them in this moment because she gets sucked into his head.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he's been waiting for this moment.
Right?
He's been waiting for her to take it off.
Yes, I think he's been waiting and could not wait for this moment to finally catch her because he's probably still pretty pissed off.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. There was also a line in here before she gets sucked into his head, a little intriguing. She says she finally feels her gifts start to awakening, and she says, I'd forgotten what this feels like. Painful but delicious, intoxicating, powerful. Which was a little like, oh, maybe she is actually the villain of book 2.
Yeah, it feels like a villain origin.
It does.
It really does.
Oh, I kind of just got like chills.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, because we talked so much at the end of Metal Slinger about who did we think was the big bad villain because the King of Kenta dies. Was it really Ren? Is the King of Kenta not really the King of Kenta and all these things? And now I'm thinking maybe that storyline is just completely out the window and book 2 really is about her being the villain.
Yeah, and I think it's so cool, the polarity of like this could potentially be a reawakening or an awakening or a commitment to the light or the dark as a light wielder to then...
It's very like Darth Vader energy.
Yeah. So it's more of like an emotional and philosophical discussion on the light versus the dark and the choices that you make. And, you know.
Right.
Well, and now the question is, does she put them back on?
I feel like Frederick knows what's happening and definitely slaps them back on her neck.
But also, is he enabling her? Because he was like, why don't you show them what you did to take down the Dark Forest? Like,
I know he definitely egged her on to do this, which makes me a little bit, is he secretly like a Kenta spy maybe? Why is he egging
I
her
don't get
on
that
so badly to take off the stones though? Because if he knows what's going on, he's that close to her, he would know that she could get sucked into Acker's head.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think my assumption was that his allegiance was to Kenta, and I don't really know why.
What? I didn't like that at all.
I get that vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he was like very egging her on to take the stones off, and she's obviously very hesitant to do so because she knows what could happen, and she hasn't done it in years.
Yeah. I feel like somehow when I was reading the chapter, I was just like, I feel like his allegiance is to Acker. I don't know why.
Oh.
It could be messy. It could be messy.
It could be very messy. I feel like he's there to like security, surveillance, protection.
I don't know either. I mean, we don't even know who he is. We don't know if he's melee. We don't know where he came from. We could spiral about it all day.
All we know is that he pretty much asked her to kill all the Strau soldiers. So we know he's not with Strau.
Yeah.
No. Also, this neck thing. I feel like touching of the neck has been something that's been a theme in the whole book. I'm like, why?
Acker was obsessed with her neck.
Right. Yeah. And so what does Frederick do in this chapter? He touches her neck. Something touches the side of my neck. Get out of here. I jolt. It's me, Frederick says, voice somehow clear above the chaos. What?
I feel like men in this world are obsessed with her neck. She must have been a ballerina in another life. They are just like, ooh, what a sexy neck.
Oh my God.
But there has to be some connection to the neck and source of power or magic or higher thing. Because also think about when he touches her neck. A vibration hums in the air, and it takes me a moment before realizing it's the force of the shield holding the onrushing warriors back.
See?
Something touches the side of my neck.
Yeah, it does sound like shield magic, but I didn't catch that. Yeah.
It's me. So I feel like it is related to her power.
I mean, with Acker, it just felt like he had like a kink. Like he was like, ooh, I want to kiss her neck.
I also think there's another moment in here where Frederick actually has a physical shield and it breaks that man's hands or fingers or something.
Right. He does have a physical shield, but I was like, is he the one shielding?
That's
like with the
catch,
shield
Allie.
magic?
Yeah, that's a really good catch.
Yeah. So I also think, the neck thing, he snaps. I jolt. I guess if someone's going to touch your neck in the middle of like a battle, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
And in the dark.
And in the dark.
The fire got smothered.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't worry, it's me. It's safe. Is it?
Don't worry. It's me, Frederick.
Which all I think of for people who have watched, what is it, The Witches of East End, and their brother's name is Frederick. I don't know why. It just like I keep getting stuck on it.
I know.
Oh, no, my mind is going Young Frankenstein. It's Frederick.
Yeah, so I feel like because of this, it's her own magic is also her shield, her protection, and it forms this kind of barrier, which I guess we see manifested in the glow and all the things when she destroyed the forest. It's obviously a ripple effect of a radiation force, right?
Mhm.
But what is, do you think there's a connection between Frederick and that? Is he trying to hijack it? Is he trying to control it? Who is he?
I have no idea what his connection is. I can't wait to find out who he is. If we were doing roses for this episode, I feel like he's my bud because I just want to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
everything is the bud, but like,
Everything's the bud. Who's the
I,
girl? Is it her?
oh yeah, now we need to talk about that. So she
Yeah.
gets into Acker's mind.
Yes.
And obviously she recognizes his hands. We know how much she loves his hands.
She loves
Also,
his
thank
hands.
goodness
Loves his hands.
Frederick is holding on to her because she clearly collapses.
Or something. Like she even says that this is not like the times after
The
she
bond is
accepted the
pissed.
bond. And the bond is pissed. And I love that we get this line from Bo, who isn't even there, that magic doesn't like being denied.
Yeah.
I love we get that little, oh, they're still best friends. They're still together.
It's
Little
like,
sprinkle.
She's still thinking
Bo's
about
in
her.
my head.
Well, I hope so. But also, how many of us have had friends turned whatever and
Frenemies.
things that they said to you still stick?
Oh,
You know?
true.
True.
I mean, I feel like they're still friends.
I think so,
feel like
too.
Bo's definitely still in this
I
rebellion
think so
with
too.
them.
Do you feel like, I mean, this might be like a very far theory, but do you think that like, the bond or magic is like sentient in some type of a way? It's like
Yes.
the
Yes.
bond doesn't want to let me go. Magic doesn't like being denied. There is clearly another force, and we're giving it sentient.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yes. I definitely think it is. I mean,
Do you-
even the way that
yeah.
Bo says that magic doesn't like being denied makes it
Yeah.
sound like it's sentient. Yeah.
Do you think it's trying to protect her or possess her?
I think it's trying to show her she's making the wrong decisions here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's a protective power within her. I think it's like, this is what you're aligned with, whether or not you want it.
Yeah. It's zero agency.
Yeah.
Also, like, just we obviously get this whole thing, and we know that her and Acker basically never talked after the end of book 1. You can tell based on this little bit of information we get in this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's just like, wow, is this the biggest miscommunication plot I've ever seen? If you guys had just fucking sat down and talked about everything going on, would Kenta and Meili be at war right now? Because I don't think so.
I mean, that was a pretty deep betrayal. So, I mean, time has passed. Right. I guess enough time has passed.
How could you have that deep of a betrayal and never explain your reasons why? You know what I mean? It's just mind-boggling because I feel like if she sat down with him and Bo too, if they've sat down with him and were like, look at what our father has done, look at all of these things, how can you still be on his side?
Yeah.
But they never really did that in the first place. Bo kind of during the party or whatever was like, haven't you seen how manipulative our dad has been these years? But there was never a real conversation to convince him to their side, which is mind-boggling. It's just so crazy. I can't believe that they have been apart for years. I can't handle it.
It's insane.
Yeah, and she's like, and if he wasn't wearing Mandray stones himself, I'd likely already have been forced into his presence by now. So she's just assuming.
And then
assuming.
guess what?
Just-
guess what, lady? You are immediately forced
Guess
into
what?
his
Manifested that.
She's like,
That
ooh,
is
it's
prime
waking up.
manifestation.
Ooh, it's crackling. Acker.
So
I love it so much.
right after all of this, right, with that powerful line that we talk about, she says powerful, and then she's taken right into this dream. But let's talk about the hand. There's a silver scar.
I was literally about to bring that up.
Okay, great. So we're on the same. We're on the same page.
Literally.
So, male hands I've stared at for hours on end. Hands capable of amazing and terrifying things, with a silver scar that sits between the thumb and pointer finger.
Yeah. So right here.
Yeah, that was the oath that he made.
No, that was the palm of his hand. So, like, this is up here. I'm assuming.
Oh, you think top of hand?
Because he's flipping a page in a book.
Yeah,
right?
I think
So
it's top of
assume-
hand based on the description. And I have a feeling it's something that he got during the dinner battle.
Right.
Yeah, and why is it silver, do we think?
As we know, he can heal So that means that it's magic,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
magical scars don't heal.
Yeah.
Well, they heal, but it leaves a scar
They
that
leave
you
the
can
scar,
see.
right? Like his V.
We don't know.
Yeah. I
But
don't
she is definitely fixated on
know.
it, and it was not there before.
No, it was not there
So-
before. Okay, and let's talk about grapes. Because you know me and my deep dives with like literature and biblical meanings and
what does
history
grapes
or whatever.
mean? Yeah.
Ooh.
It was kind of like echoing Persephone and the pomegranate seeds, or like
Yeah.
Eve, you know, and sort of ancient rites and rituals, forbidden fruits. Is she being bound to a different sort of power person? Is this sort of the symbol of betrayal, right? Is it a test of will? Is it the grape eating moment, the moment when Jovi sort of loses control of her own story? Like, is it that?
I mean, something's happening. She is stuck there, that's for sure.
Yeah, it feels like she did that.
The Bond is
and-
pissed.
Yeah.
The Bond is real pissed.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is they don't know, because match bonds almost never deny each other and definitely don't cut themselves off from their magic of their bond.
Yeah.
They have no idea what the bond is going to do to them now that the magic is present. It feels like to me, Frederick or someone in the battle she left clearly like knocked her out at the end of this.
Well, yeah, because also they set up this sequence when she's like, everything ceases to exist. It's silent. I hear nothing. Right.
Right.
And then all of a sudden at the end, she's able to hear Frederick's voice.
Joe. Yeah. He says Joe.
Right. And Acker hears it as well.
And Acker.
Okay. That's what I was going to say. Do we think he can hear it because he jolts up in that moment?
I think he can.
Yeah, I think so too. But also, is it that he's jolting because he feels her pain because something has lashed across her face?
Oh, that could also be it too.
Yeah, because I was wondering about the pain lances across my face. And that's after Acker's gaze snaps up.
Right. So it could be either way. It could be that he's hearing this as well, or it could be that he feels her pain and she's snapped into the thing. But the fact that Frederick's voice can get into that post-grape is super interesting to me.
I agree. I
You know what I mean?
I think we're going to see
Post-grape?
things with the Bond we didn't realize could happen because the Bond is so pissed. Yeah.
The Bond,
which I'm excited about.
No, me too.
Do we think when she wakes up that she's still going to be in Acker's head? I think she might be. Doesn't mean that her mind came back to her body.
Yeah. No. I
don't know.
Do you guys remember the story of Dionysus? Is it grapes in Dionysus?
I don't.
I feel like
I think so.
I feel like it was like grapes were tied to madness and pleasure, right? Like ecstasy.
You're so stuck on the grapes.
I am. Well, because it's like he rolls the grapes between his fingers. It's like the whiskey glass. You know what I mean? It's like the glass. It's like, hello, this is obviously sexual.
Yeah, Dionysus is the god of the grape harvest, winemaking, wine, ritual, madness, and ecstasy.
Yeah, okay, so it is madness and ecstasy. So eating the grapes could bind her to this realm. I'm stuck.
It is an interesting, very particular choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean
think it's on
listen,
purpose.
we know Rachel is a plotter. We know she has every detail meticulously planned.
She does.
Yes.
Yep.
I think in terms of like plot device, I'm thinking like if it's been years since they've probably even spoken, how are we getting Acker and Jovi in the same room for more of this book so that we can move the plot forward in their romance and their story and hopefully their peace? That's why I think she might still be stuck there, because if this happened to her and they put the stones back on her neck or whatever and wake her up, I just don't see why she would ever take the stones off again. And how would we ever get them back together?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yes, exactly. So I do feel like the Bond's emotional weight becomes physical, and then her magic and her like emotions and her trauma are like unraveling space and time and self. And so like the Bond like is actively pushing her away to a certain extent, and also like pushing her like her agency away and taking her for itself. So it's like it has its own will, or could someone have hijacked it?
It says the Bond does not want to let me go.
Right. And so interestingly, my friend Jo, shout out Jo, she read this passage very differently than the three of us have. So I'm just going to throw out what she thinks happened.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
She thought the Bond was so mad that Jovi physically went into Acker's bedroom at the end, and he's the one who knocked her out.
Okay, I could buy that too.
Yeah.
I could buy that too because Frederick's voice sounds hollow when he yells. But if that's
But then
true,
she's
also,
looking through his POV, through his eyes, looking
But
at the
she
book.
says this is not like the times after I accepted the Bond when my mind could be in two places at once.
no, the Bond doesn't want to let me go. And she's like, oh, fuck, I need the stones. Like now.
Yes. And then Frederick's voice sounds hollow when he yells, like he's
So
far
it's,
away.
yeah, it's an echo. He's not
Joe-
actually physically there.
Yep. Acker's gaze snaps up, and then pain lances across my face. And the last thing I see is a view of Acker's bedroom and the figure of a woman asleep in his bed. So Joe read it as Acker's the one who hit her across the face.
I mean, I could
Once he
buy
saw
that
her.
too. I could
I
buy
don't
that too.
see that though.
I don't see it as much as it being in his mind, but we just don't know what this Bond can physically do when it's been denied for years after you've accepted it, by the way. This
Yeah.
isn't like they are still trying to be forced together and never accepted it. The Bond has been accepted at this point, and I think we're about to see magic that they didn't know could exist.
I agree.
Which means,
Yeah.
yes, maybe she physically did go there. And
Yeah.
then that is the plot device to force them together.
Yeah.
I don't not buy it. It feels still a little like forced to me a little bit, but like it also feels plausible.
Yeah, I agree. And also, is this place that they're in, is this like a limbo? You know what I mean? Is this like a magical limbo where they both go? Like, is it real life? Is it not real life?
Oh,
But
interesting.
he's in the bedroom though.
Like,
yeah, he's
yes,
in the
but
bedroom
is
with
it
a
his
woman
bed-
asleep in his bed. So
But
important.
here's the thing. Is it his bedroom? Maybe it's this dreamland that the Bond, it's limbo.
No,
Maybe
I think it's
not.
definitely his bedroom. No, I think.
Okay, you
'cause
think
we've
it's
never
real?
seen a dreamland. I don't.
Well, I
see
know,
them
but
getting
we
stuck
haven't really
in
seen the
there.
Bond manifest this way.
Well, the only
at all.
dreamland we did see was when she was trying to go back to her room, and then she was in that greenhouse with the rabbits.
But I think that was her mother's magic. I don't think that has to do with the Bond.
No,
So,
same. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In terms of dreamland,
Yeah.
that's the only reference we've ever had in
Yeah.
contrast. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't discount that as a
As
theory because
possible.
it's possible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't
I
know. That's
so
what
let's
makes it
talk
so
about
juicy.
the woman at the
woman?
end. Oh my
Who
god.
is she?
Who is this
Oh,
woman?
who
Who is the
she?
man? Who is the woman?
Yeah.
So obviously Acker has not stayed true to Jovi all of these years because we are now seeing that there is a woman asleep in his bed. I mean, we've already talked a little bit. Is this the Princess of Strau? I think it's highly possible it's the Princess of Strau,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me gutted if he married her, because what does that mean for the end for our two lovebirds here?
Yeah.
Or enemies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, talk about going into an enemies to lovers trope. This next book would have to pull some heavy weight to get them back to lovers.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's where we're headed, though. I mean, this is romantasy after all. Because otherwise, who's the MC? Who is the guy? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And also, she said it's a dual POV for next book, and
Okay.
that the other POV is the MMC. It
Oh my
would
God,
make
wait.
sense to get Acker's POV because they've been separated for years.
Wait, but what if the dual POV is a singular POV, but through two people's eyes?
What do you mean?
Wait.
So because Jovi is out of her body and in Acker's mind,
Oh, I see what you're saying. We
It's
get
like
that's
this
technically
through
two
Acker's
POVs.
And she's stuck in his mind the whole book. I feel like there's no way she's stuck in
It
his
can't
mind
be the whole book.
That would
It
be
can't be
insane.
the whole
Oh
book.
boy. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
This
don't
is
know.
obviously just like theory chasing, but
Oh yeah.
that's
No,
what
I
we're
think-
here for.
I think we get Acker's POV because now that we know there's a huge time jump and they've been separated for years, it's like, how are we supposed to know what's going on in Kenta if we don't have
Mhm.
his POV?
Yeah. No, we have to know. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
which tells me he is the MMC. This is where we're going, etc.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jovi is still alive, so she's the FMC.
Obviously. But do we think so? Obviously, Acker has not stayed true to her, which makes me so sad.
Do you think there's a
But
world
we
where
don't
the woman
know.
in the bed is her, but different timeline?
No. I mean, there's a woman in his bed. He's definitely been sleeping with her. There's no other way to interpret that. Whether
I
he
know. I'm trying to
wanted
make him a good guy. you know?
Yeah, whether he wanted to or he's just doing it to make a baby for his line or whatever, which is even
Or
sadder.
it's his way of coping.
Yeah, I think it's his way of coping
Yeah.
because he's betrayed by his one true love. He's a man, etc.
Yeah.
He has needs. Do we think
Whatever.
Jovi, her betrayal is different though, because she betrayed him and still loved him through the betrayal. Do we think she has moved on from him over the years?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
could see
really
it
think
being
so.
like I could definitely see it being that she did not move on from him over the years and he did to try and cope with the loss of her.
Because she's the one that manipulated, that
Yes.
betrayed him so much.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, it's so messy. I literally, I finished that excerpt and was just like, what the fuck did I just read?
What? Oh.
Yeah. Ashley's video is literally just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I should post it.
Please.
It. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thank you, Rachel Schneider, for giving us the most juicy excerpt of all time.
Very
so much
exciting.
So that we could do a whole episode devoted to dissecting 5 pages.
Yes, absolutely.
And also we're just
probably
excited.
Still not be right. Like probably still not right. Yeah.
Reminds me of Rebecca Yarros of like, you can theorize as much as you want. Whatever you think is probably not right.
Yeah, totally. Do we know when Light Wielder drops, Alex?
We do not.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the release date still has not come out. I would assume they're announcing it soon because of the excerpt. But yeah, I mean, I know things get delayed when an author goes from indie to trad.
Of course.
Because trad has to republish things. Luckily, there was only one book for them to republish, unlike some other authors who have had like 3 or 4 book series who then go trad and they have to re-release all of them before they release the new one, which is extremely painful. The Spark of the Everett Flame. Yes, it's like we've been waiting for the 4th book of that series for like 10 years, it feels like, because they've had to re-release every single book Penn has written.
Well, I've never read those.
You should. Highly recommend.
I haven't either.
Listeners out there, please read the Kindred Curse saga. The first book is Spark of the Other Flame. If you love Fourth Wing, Metal Slinger, Akatar, all those books, it is right up there. That's my little tangent. Also, for those who love to listen to podcasts, Fantasy Fangirls are covering it right now in their deep dives. Yeah, it's a fantastic series. Super recommend. It's the slowest burn series of any series I have ever read. So if you don't like a slow burn, do not read it because you will scream bloody murder. But the world building in that series is amazing. That's a complete tangent.
Okay.
Back to Metal Slinger. Yeah, so hopefully we will get the announcement on that soon because obviously Metal Slinger has been re-released already. Yeah. There was only one book. They have an excerpt in there, which makes me think Light Wielder is definitely done and ready to go. They just haven't announced it yet.
Absolutely.
We're ready.
We are so ready. We are foaming at the mouth.
Like, chomping at the bit. All of the expressions.
I feel like every theory we had at the end of our Metal Slinger coverage has changed based on this one excerpt. I don't even know where to go. I don't think the villain's the same. I don't think the story's the same. I'm so confused.
I'm so confused.
But also so excited.
Cannot wait.
Confused in the best way. That excerpt gave us a time jump we did not expect, revelations, and just enough emotional whiplash to keep us spiraling until Light Wielder drops.
Seriously, if that's just a taste, what is the full book going to do to us emotionally, spiritually? Are we going to be hydrated enough for it?
But fear not, scribes. While we recover from that sneak peek chaos, we are flying straight into our July read.
Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I know, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for.
It's the book that started it all for me.
And me.
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking dragons, deadly training grounds, enemies to lovers tension you could cut with a dagger. And yes, we'll be covering every chapter with our usual unhinged flair.
So sharpen your talons, brace for the parapet, and get ready to bond, because episode 1 of our Fourth Wing coverage through the lens of Onyx Storm drops next week.
See you there, dragon babes.
Saucy
Saucy
Scribes
Scribes
out.
Love you guys.
Love you.